Hello everyone, my name is Rita and welcome to Rita's Treasures. Today I will be showing you how to make a soil crystal charging station. This is a easy charging station DIY. It really only requires two things. I know you see three. This one right here is a part 2 DIY that I will be showing you. This is more so for my own home that I'm going to be using as a dual purpose. It will be used to charge my crystals, but it'll also be used as a centerpiece that I'll be putting in my personal altar as well. So I will show you towards the end, and I'll show you what I'm going to do that is going to spruce it up a little bit decoration wise, just to show you that this is a very versatile charging station, and the sky is the limit of creativity, but it's also pretty cheap. So moving along, what I'll be primarily showing you is a simple DIY where I'll be using an old jar that was in the pantry. I actually got this from Dollar Tree a couple years ago. Lost the lid, so it really doesn't have any purpose, so I just figured, why not use this as my soil station? So the jar, any type of container really works. Anything that you might have laying around. The only thing I will say as far as stipulations for the container is that you really want something that's a little bit deeper, preferably about 3 inches, because you want to be able to bury the crystal into the soil. That's really the only thing. So moving on to the second piece, or the second material needed for this tutorial, is any type of soil or dirt. If you're anything like me and you have houseplants all over the place, then you probably have some soil lying around. If not, you can just simply go outside and get any type of dirt. The more natural, the better. With that said, when it comes to the planting soil, if you have any laying around, you'd like to use it, keep in mind that planting soils that have chemicals already in it, I do not recommend really using. So any type of Miracle-Gro based planting soil, I don't recommend. And the reason for that is if you have a crystal that you're trying to cleanse and it's a crystal that you tend to keep on you and it touches your skin a lot, you don't want to have any type of chemical that could possibly be soaked up by the crystal. Every crystal has different properties, physical as well, and some are more porous, some might be more of a rougher cut. Like for instance, the citrine that I have, this is a more rough cut. I would not want to bury my citrine in soil that has a lot of chemicals, because you can brush off the soil and everything, but just the idea that there might be some type of chemical lost in the crevices, I wouldn't want to risk it. So just some food for thought when you're choosing what type of soil, or if you're gonna go outside and just get some dirt from the ground outside, and be mindful about people that treat their lawns as well. That's gonna have chemicals in their soil. So really you just need these two ingredients or materials, and all you're simply going to do is just pour your soil or dirt into the container. Another tip that I do recommend, God, it's probably going to get a little bit messy, but another tip I do recommend with this is just be mindful if you're using planting soil. Sometimes these bagged type of soils have gnats in them, gnats, eggs. So I recommend when you make your charging station, place your container outside on your patio, somewhere where it can aerate and dry up. That way you don't have to worry about any eggs in there hatching or any gnats are in there. By the time you bring it back in, which is going to be after a couple days, everything should have fluttered out of it, right? So this is the soil charging station. Now all you really need to do, and you don't have to fill it all the way up, like I said, Just want a depth of at least 3 inches so you can bury your crystal. But really, just make your little hole. Going to take the citrine again. Make your hole. And you just... The citrine's a little bit bigger, so you probably gotta dig a little bit more. But, put it in. And cover it. Leave it for 24 hours. Come back. Your crystal is recharged. That's simple. The whole phenomenon behind a soil crystal charging station is, when you think about it, your crystals came from underground. Came from dirt, being in rocks. If you ever been to a crystal mining area, you'll find like a mound, a little hill, and that's where you want to go to find your crystals, because it's underground. You're gonna have to split open some rocks to find it, but it's really in the ground. So the purpose of having the soil as the charging station is you're putting that crystal back into its natural element, and that's going to help recharge it, because that's where the crystal got its energy to begin with, was from the ground. So return it back to the ground, let it recharge, and after 24 hours you have a crystal that's ready to assist you in any way possible. I didn't say this in the beginning, so I'll say it now. Recharging your crystals are so important. All the pretty benefits that you read online, and when you're looking at jewelry and this piece of jewelry does that for you, that is only if your crystal is recharged or fully charged to its max capacity. So when you're getting a brand new crystal, you should be first cleansing it, and you should also just go ahead and charge it just in case. Cleansing, I have some articles that I've written that I'll link down below in the description that'll go through all the different type of ways that you can cleanse your crystal, and different types of crystals require certain cleansing techniques. So definitely take a look at that article, because not every cleansing technique works for every crystal. Anyways, yes, charging, keep your crystals energized, keep them working for you. Doing something as simple as this will keep your crystal working for you at its maximum capacity and maximum benefit you. So it's very important. You definitely want to be charging your crystals, and you should be charging your crystals once every 30 days. And that really just depends on how often you're using it. If you're wearing your crystal constantly, maybe you want to do it a bit more often than 30 days, but really, I don't really see you having to do anything more than every 30 days. I typically do every 30 days. I'll leave it in my charging station for about 24 hours, and then it's good to go. There's multiple ways that you can charge your crystals, and I'll link that down below as well. This is one of the easiest, because you don't have to pay attention to the moon. You don't have to pay attention to the sun. You just simply put your crystal in there and just leave it for 24 hours, and you come back and it's fine. That is why this is like the most simple and easiest DIY station that you can ever make for your crystal for charging purposes. But anyways, on to the next one. As I stated, this one is more so dual purpose. It's for decoration as well as charging my crystals. I bought this about maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years, from Home Goods. It was an unfinished wood bowl. So I actually stained this wood to get this color. And look how pretty the definition is. It's just so gorgeous. I stained it and I coated it. And in my DIY that I'll link down below for this as well, I go through the steps. I tell you what the brands that I use. So if you're interested, click on that link for that DIY to see how this is done. And the DIY also shows how to do the simple one as well. But anyways, proceeding. So you probably already noticed this is not 3 inches deep. It's about 2. So what I will be doing is making a hill. So it'll be like a little mound of dirt in the center, and that's where the crystal will be buried into, is that little mound. I might have put too much. That's okay. Yeah, it might be a little. No, actually, this is fine. So here we go. Got my mound. Can't really really see it too well. I'm afraid to lift it because I feel like it's gonna fall, but it's a mound. Just believe me, it's a mound. So the crystal will be buried in the center. You can stop here. This itself is pretty because of the wood. I have a more rustic decorum in the house, so this is just, it fits in nicely. But I will be showing you another little tip of selenite. These are selenite sticks. They come in all sorts of sizes. This is a really small one. I like it because it's really super cute. It's pretty thin, small. This stone right here is super brittle. It's delicate. On the don't know how to say that word, but it's MOHS. On that scale, you probably learned it in like high school. I remember learning about it in high school, but it's only a 2. And the significance of that, your nail is a 2.5. So you can easily scratch this stone and it'll cause it to kind of break and shave. Like it'll be powdery. Just to put in perspective, your nail is stronger than this stone. So this is a really delicate stone. You do not want to get this wet. No type of liquid because it can melt it. Very delicate stone. But this stone is great for cleansing. It's great for cleansing. And it has a little bit of a charging property, but not as much of a charging property as peach selenite, which is this. And I actually will be doing a DIY on a peach selenite charging station with this exact piece. It's going to be gorgeous. I am in the tying up the loose ends of it and creating the tutorial. It's going to be really gorgeous. I can't wait to get this one out. Be on the lookout for this DIY as well. But this one's great for charging. It cleanses and it charges. This has a stronger charging than the white. White is more so for cleansing. So really, you could just, you don't have to, because once you cleanse your crystal once, you don't really need to cleanse it often unless you're running into some bad energy that's throwing it off. But I just like to have it anyways because it never hurts to make sure your crystal is cleansed and fully charged, right? And doing it at the same time is great. So you can do something as simple as this. Or I have another DIY that'll be linked down below, or you might even see it on the screen, of a selenite stick that I will be showing you how to make. And isn't this just gorgeous? This is a carnelian selenite stick. So carnelian is also a really, really great crystal. This crystal is completely self-sufficient. So what I mean by that is that it cleanses and it recharges naturally. So I like combining the two because this carnelian is going to make it so you don't have to worry about cleansing this gentle crystal, which is selenite. It'll recharge it, but it'll also help to recharge your crystal. And also, did I mention how gorgeous it is? Like, I just love it. So honestly, I will be making some of these in the next tutorial and to place in my bowl. And so far I have multiple sizes. You'll be seeing me make the rest in my video. But these are the larger ones that I have, and then these are the little mini ones. I want to do 3 more mini ones to put in here. But, and it's so pretty. Just adds a pop of color. You don't have to make these selenite sticks with just the carnelian. I like the additive benefits for the actual station, but you can do any type of color, any type of gemstone. For instance, I have a gold wire with lapis, which is really pretty, and I'll be having that as a display. But anyways, for the sake of this DIY, this is it. I have these 2 decorated sticks, so we're going to be adding some color into it, but this is it. And I love it. It's simple, it's rustic, and it goes along with my decorum and color theme of my house, or the room that it's going to be going into. The sky's the limit. You can do anything with this type of DIY station, and the best part is that it's so cheap to make. It makes creativity come easy, right? But anyways, if you like this DIY, please give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe. I have more DIYs. This channel is not just about DIYs. It's all about teaching you how to use your crystals. It's all about teaching you about holistic living, what it actually really means, and how to be mindful. So we're going to be deep diving into a lot of different things. So if that interests you, please hit that notification bell. And thanks for staying. And I hope you all make good choices and have a great week. And I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. Alright, now I have the final touches for my soil crystal charging station. So I have my selenite and carnelian sticks done. Again, these beauties will be used as a additive effect to cleanse and recharge the crystals that I put into my dirt mound. I don't have any crystals in there right now, but I will be putting some in there in a moment, actually, once I'm finished here. So anyways, nothing really fancy to it. The crystal is going to be going down in the center. And I'll create a little hole, put it in there. So I want to have the sticks kind of pointing towards it. Just my personal preference. I have 2 larger ones and 2 smaller ones. But yeah, that is really what I want to do. This will be in my little personal altar that I have for when I meditate. And this is it. This is my beautiful piece. If you haven't already, you can look at the selenite crystal stick DIY tutorial. That'll be linked down below as well.